Just when most thought the Sister Wives saga had finally come to an end, Christine Brown shocked everybody with a dramatic return that rippled across the family and fan base. This was no petty return or a bid to re-ember old flames. Christine's return was intentional, calculated, and burdened with intricate emotion. For years, Christine had been the mysterious woman whose quiet said more than any words. When she left the plural marriage in 2021 and started anew in love outside of the cameras, everyone thought she would quietly disappear into the shadows. Instead, she emerged publicly, though, joining Janelle for a live stream initially intended as a charity fundraiser, to then deliver a bombshell that left everyone in awe. "I'm not here to chase the past or revive what's already broken," Christine said, her voice steady but resolute. "I'm here because there's unfinished business. There are truths that must be told and legacies that need to be protected." Behind those words was a decades-long narrative of sacrifice and erasure. Christine uncovered that following the tragic passing of Garrison, she started excavating the monetary documents relating to Coyote Pass, the massive ranch that had been at once home and war zone for the family. To her astonishment, she found that her endless toil, both financial and physical, on the development of the land had never been officially acknowledged. "This is not about money or property," she clarified. "It's about respect, recognition, and fairness. I sacrificed my sweat and my hard-earned savings for something we all shared a belief in. To have it brushed aside, it isn't fair." With the support of her lawyers, Christine was ready to defy the status quo, heralding a new installment in the saga, a new one that promised to destroy the fragile peace and rekindle ancient firestorms in ways no one could have anticipated. Christine's legal action was rapid and unyielding. Shortly after she went public, her lawyer submitted an affidavit filled with documentation, bank records, emails, building invoices, and even previously unreleased footage from TLC's own library that showed Christine directly managing and funding different projects at Coyote Pass between 2018 and 2020. This new development sent shockwaves throughout the family's already tenuous dynamics. Janelle, who had been quietly wrestling with her own struggles over the land, found herself unexpectedly joined by Christine's stand. Now, they stood together as two strong women demanding fairness and accountability. For Cody Brown, this was a legal and emotional earthquake. Being sued by not one, but two of his former wives, both of them with indisputable evidence of his mismanagement and neglect, Cody was said to be in a state of overwhelm. Insiders on the production described a man fraying at the seams, missing key meetings, backing out of interviews, and shutting himself away from friends and old mates. One insider commented, "We've never seen him like this before. It's like the weight of everything is finally crushing him. The control he once wielded is slipping through his fingers." The stakes had never been more elevated, and with every passing day, the more drama unfolded, not merely behind doors, but in public view. The public and media waited with bated breath for the next step, aware that whatever came next had the ability to reshape the whole Sister Wives legacy. The adult family drama wasn't the only thing. In a shocking and theatrical turn of events, some of the Brown kids emerged from the shadows, breaking decades of silence and family solidarity to serve up raw and unvarnished truths. Aspen, Logan, Gabriel, and Leon, each with their own wounds from the dysfunctional family life, started speaking out on social media. Theirs were individual messages, but were collectively the same: a refusal of their father's absence, his emotional unavailability, and the need for reparative healing left in the aftermath of his decisions. Logan's comment was especially biting. His words were echoed by thousands of fans. "For years we defended the image of Dad because we felt that it was what our mothers expected. But the reality is, He wasn't really there when it mattered. On or off camera, his priorities weren't us. We don't need him to make us who we are anymore. Aspen, the family's former public darling, uncovered a more sinister side of the tale, pain behind smiles and in interviews. She spoke of the isolation, the sense of being suspended between worlds, and the emotional space left by a father who was frequently physically there, but emotionally not. This joint expression did not merely tear open previous wounds, it caused a seismic change in the public perception of the Brown family. Audiences who had long regarded the children as reticent observers were now confronted by voices that expected to be heard, respected, and understood. Media networks and TLC pundits rushed to explain this latest twist, describing it as a family at war with its own past, and the results were indelible. Cody's reputation suffered another blow, and the story of a perfect plural family was forever broken. Following weeks of silence, Robin Brown shattered her public silence with a video message that shocked audiences. Entitled, "My Truth Why I Left Cody," it was a raw, emotional, and intensely personal account of her time within the Brown family's complicated world. Loyalty was supposed to be about silence for so long, Robin admitted. I think I remained silent about those things that hurt me because I believed it would help keep our family intact. But ultimately, it was too much for me. She talked of being an outsider for years, the psychological cost of tense relationships with her co-wives, and the dawning realization that Cody's control wasn't something she was capable of changing or altering. Her reveal that she was pursuing sole custody of her minor children and moving to Utah marked not only a personal new beginning, but a larger declaration of taking back agency and freedom from toxicity. Both fans and critics alike admired the bravery of Robin, and some others mourned at how low the family had sunk. The clip went viral within no time, and social media debates about the psychological price of plural marriages and self-sustenance emerged. As the swelling legal controversies and family secrets descended on Cody Brown, the man who was once regarded as the cornerstone of the Brown family grew ever more alone, both publicly and personally. Efforts at resistance were weak and short-lived. His defamation countersuit against Janelle and Christine was quickly dismissed in court, leaving Cody legally and ethically exposed. Those closest to the case painted a picture of a man collapsing, drawing into a shell of silence and withdrawal. According to sources, Cody has declined every media overture presented by TLC, including a suggested redemption arc documentary that might have rewritten his story. Instead, he went into hiding, seen on rare occasion outside the gates of his Flagstaff home. Whispers inside the production team indicate that Cody has become enamored with penning a memoir, provisionally titled Through the Fire, My Side of the Story. Although its release date is unclear, insiders predict it will try to cast him as the victimized scapegoat of a dysfunctional family and round-the-clock media persecution. Fans are skeptical. For some, the once charming family matriarch now appears to be a shadow of her former self, a woman struggling with the realities of decades of decisions and actions that estranged those nearest to her. As Cody's world fell apart, the wives gained new strength in forging their own ways. Far from Coyote Pass's drama, Christine, Janelle, and Meri each pursued new beginnings that embodied resilience and renewal. Christine focused her energy on starting a nonprofit organization whose purpose was to assist women in leaving abusive relationships and rebuilding their lives. Her organization, Renewed Roots, has already gotten off to a successful start, offering counseling, shelter, and educational programs to hundreds of Arizona women. Janelle, too, turned her suffering into meaning. Her podcast, Roots and Resilience, launched to rave reviews, sharing intimate interviews about healing, spirituality, and empowerment. The show's swift climb to number 3 on Apple Podcasts demonstrated a thirst among listeners for authentic, genuine storytelling. Meanwhile, Meri's memoir, The Last Wife Standing, went into talks with a major streaming platform for adaptation into a limited series, an opportunity to share her side of the story with a wider audience. Her journey from isolation to self discovery resonated with many, turning her into an unexpected voice for women reclaiming their narratives. Whispers circulated of a joint venture, Reclaimed Life After Sister Wives, that vows to reunite these women in an unflinching examination of healing, sisterhood, and change off the record. The sudden passing of Garrison Brown was a devastating loss that shook the family to its foundation. What most worried would widen the family's chasm instead proved to be a catalyst for healing. In spite of the underlying tensions and unfinished conflicts, the children and wives shared something in their sorrow. His memorial fund, which started out as a modest act of remembrance, grew into a strong cause of funding mental health treatment for young men, more than 100 recipients, and increasing. Janelle frequently spoke freely about the way that this common tragedy gentled hard hearts. Garrison's death reminded us of what truly is important, she told me. We might never get the family that we imagined, but we can still remember him honorably by coming together, in whatever manner we can. Private moments caught outside the cameras present a vulnerable piece. Shared meals, whispered conversations, and moments of exposure that implied wounds could begin to heal at last. This chapter of grief has become one of hope, demonstrating that even broken families can derive strength from tragedy and start the slow process of forgiveness and understanding. With the past exposed and wounds still raw, the future of the Brown family is uncertain. But one thing is certain: the strength of the women to take back their stories and create new futures. Christine, Janelle, Meri, and Robin have each indicated a move away from their previous lifestyles, seeking autonomy, healing, and empowerment. Their narratives are shifting from survival to flourishing, a change that engrosses viewers and motivates fans. The Sister Wives franchise itself is under scrutiny regarding its future, with producers said to be considering new formats for this complicated, growing family. Whether or not the show will endure, change focus, or simply disappear is yet to come. For the viewers who have followed for so many years, the ride isn't over yet, nor just on the small screen, but in the lives of women and children penning their next pages in obscurity. And with the dust settling, one thing is guaranteed: the Sister Wives saga is far from finished. The drama that has been unfolding has caused a heated debate among viewers and critics. Fans took to social media, and it erupted with furious opinions, divided into camps who sympathized with the wives or rallied around Cody, although the latter waned with every new development. A few watched in heartbreak as the family they had looked up to was seemingly irretrievably shattered. Others applauded the wives for their strength in telling their truths and taking back their lives. Podcasts, fan sites, and internet forums hummed with theories, personal anecdotes, and fervent debate. Influencers started producing content analyzing every aspect, from legal wars to individual interviews, driving the public's ever-expanding interest. This splintered fan base served as microcosm for the bigger discussion regarding plural marriage, allegiance, and the cost of celebrity, concerns that even surpassed the story of a single family. TLC cameras filmed only what was considered television-worthy for years, skipping over the dirty, hurtful realities. Now, former crew members and insiders started leaking candid reports of what actually transpired behind the scenes. Rumors of clandestine counseling sessions, heated off-camera fights, and producers nudging for drama created a narrative sharply contrasting the preened episodes on television. Certain members of staff unveiled how the wives would meet behind closed doors, voicing their fears and frustrations, but also offering mutual support not seen in public. These unofficial stories ignited a fresh wave of interest and compassion, exposing the human participants instead of just faces in the news headlines and asking the viewers to reconsider all that they believed they understood. Now that the years of conflict, heartache, and turmoil start to settle, the Sister Wives drama is at a turning point, a place where the endings give way to new beginnings. The family previously established by plural marriage and public display is now redefined by individual narratives of healing, resilience, and transformation. The wives, previously held in tradition and expectation, have emerged into the light of their own individuality. Their paths reflect not only survival, but the fierce reclamation of agency. For Cody, the future is unclear. Can he find redemption? Or is he forever to be a warning in a tale much larger than himself? Fans are left with questions and mysteries untold, but maybe that's the best representation of real life. Chaotic, complex, and always changing. Whatever the future of the Browns and Sister Wives may be, one thing is certain. This tale has irrevocably altered the discourse regarding family, loyalty, and finding one's own voice. When the cameras roll away, the legacy stays, a reminder of the strength of truth, the agony of loss, and the promise of renewed beginnings.